Am I the a-hole for not giving my money to help out my sister? Alright, this might sound like a horrible thing from the title, but please hear me out. This is a hard topic for me, and English isn't my native language, so I apologize in advance. I am an 18-year-old man, and my sister is 22. Ever since we were young, she was always the priority for my parents. Don't get me wrong, they never treated me badly, but she was obviously the one they put more effort in. She would get better clothes, a better room, an allowance and other things. While I was never treated badly, things were as good for me. I was never given any pocket money by my parents, thus started to work really early, 14, as I've learned a few skills in programming and had a good portfolio by then, GitHub, so it was easier for me to get freelancing jobs. In my country, there's some banks that allow people underage to open accounts, but they are still under supervision of their parents. Since I started to work, I became somewhat of an introvert, but that's not the point. Most of my adolescence I spent working on projects. Everything I got I used to help out with bills at my house and save the rest on my account. The reason I did that was because it is my dream to go to a specific university. It's my dream school as they have an extremely respected course in programming, and while college itself is free in my country, living isn't, and that school is in one of the most expensive cities in my country. Now, I'm finally 18 and we're in the middle of the entrance exams. I already passed in the first test with flying marks and I believe the next one shouldn't be a problem as well. However, since I turned 18, I'm no longer suitable for the same kind of bank account I had, which is only for underage and needed to change. My mother and I went to the bank to change the account, and during that time she saw the amount I had saved. I won't put numbers, but it's enough for me to live without working for the duration of the course. Though it won't be a frugal life. That day during dinner, she and my father started to talk about what I want to do in the future, and I explained to them. However, after a few moments, they stopped me in my tracks. They said that while it was all good that I had an objective, right now my sister was in financial trouble, as she just had her second kid, and her husband and her could really use some help. My mother asked me to give my sister my savings and I was really shocked. I told her how much I worked for that, and that it was my money, and I didn't want to give it to my sister, as that meant not going to my dream college, since my parents couldn't support me living there. My father said, well, you're still young and you can always earn more money. Your sister needs it. We argued more and I went to my room. However, I'm being constantly harassed and called an asshole by my family. There's so much of this that I can't help but feeling like I'm a horrible person. So, am I the a-hole?